Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the morning edition to the Faith Factor. And I am your host, Faith. I used to do a lot of these morning shows back in the day when I was in the truck riding down the road. I don't know if a lot of you remember, but I used to do my morning shows. I would do what you call Faith Morning Lives. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to slowly get back into doing my morning lives. They're not going to be morning rides because I'm not in the truck anymore, but they're definitely going to be morning shows where I discuss different topics, different things off the top of my head, that I happen to be feeling, and so on and so forth. So grab your cups of coffee. I hope everybody's getting ready to get their day started. Today is What is today? Today is Thursday, December 9th, 2021. And this is the Faith Morning Show. All right. So let's get this thing popping. Let's get the morning started, right? On the Faith Morning Shows, there are not any really topics or anything of that nature. This is just me sticking my head in saying good morning, and I'm winging it off the top of my head. So I just come here to commune with you guys, smile, say hello, and, tell you a little bit of what's going on my mind. So I've been spending a lot of time with family. The holidays are here. We just had Thanksgiving, so I spent a lot of time, dealing with my family and getting ready for that. I'm in my workout clothes this morning. So this morning after the show, I'm probably going to go on one of my morning walks, morning jogs now, because by now I'm jogging. So I'm going to go on one of my morning jogs and get a little cardio and some sit-ups done. I can't do the traditional sit-ups. Ladies, childbirth can be pretty rough on a woman's body. I mean, my children are grown and gone, and I'm still, having to deal with the remnants of a cesarean section and, just, stretched out stomach muscles and torn stomach muscles. You're dealing with all that type of stuff. So, I can't do the traditional sit-ups because of the torn stomach muscles. So I have this thing that I do. It's like a core magic machine. So I sit up and I do my crunches in my chair, and I push down on this machine that kind of gives me a little bit of resistance while I'm sitting up. And I noticed that it's better for my back, for me not to be down on that floor trying to do crunches. And it does, kind of keep my waist together, keep things tight. I am getting older, not younger. So the older that we get, the more we need to get moving, get our exercise in on a regular basis. However you take care of yourself while you're younger and more nimble is how you end up in old age. And right now I'm 45, about to hit over to 60. My birthday's next month on the 7th. So I can't wait. I'm going to be turning 46. And I would like to age with some grace. And that's one thing, that I don't see a lot of people wanting to do. Everybody thinks that they're going to be young forever. Nobody wants to age with grace. I embrace it. I embrace aging with grace. It's a beautiful thing when you can get older and you're still able to be active, you're still healthy, you're still able to get down there and play with your grandchildren. That is a blessing. My mother, she's in her late 60s, early 70s now. So she's going to be 70 real soon. And she's still blessed. My mother is blessed to be able to get around on her own. She's blessed to be able to get up and, care for herself and cook her own meals. And it's all thanks to how she took care of herself when she was younger. You know, there's nothing wrong with aging. There's nothing wrong with getting older. So today, what's on my mind is paying homage to aging with grace. I love the older women that can age with grace. And it's not just a beauty thing, but it's a mindset. There's a lot of people that get older and they still want to cling to being youthful. And they in the way that they think is still being youthful is acting like a young fool. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the best things about growing old is maintaining and acquiring wisdom. So why is it that some of us, not all, but some of us as we get older, we want to act as if we are clueless. We don't have the wisdom that we've acquired over years and years. And it really, really irks me when I see a younger woman trying to act like a younger woman. And this is what I'm talking about. When I was like 16, 17, 18, 19, even my early 20s, I had this bad habit of giggling at everything. Everything was funny to me. So as a young person, we don't take a lot of stuff seriously. I used to laugh at stuff that was so inappropriate. It was ridiculous. And sometimes I still do, but being much older, I don't laugh at everything like I used to when I was younger. That's usually a trait for a younger person. So young girls giggle. So that's where you hear the term giggly young girl, because you can tell when you're in the presence of young people, especially a young girl, because they'll, everything's so funny. They're giggling all the time. They're bubbly. They're peppy. That is a young trait. But as you get older and you're more refined, you don't laugh at everything anymore. It takes a little bit more, to get you to giggle or smile or, crack a little grin. It takes a little bit more. So as older women, we don't giggle. We might give a hint of a smile and we might outright laugh if something is really, really funny. But we're not giggling over everything like we used to do when we were little girls. As adult women, we act as adult women. But it really, really, really kind of just, it's not doing anything to me, but it kind of grates on my last nerve when I see an older woman trying to act like a little girl. And what I'm saying is a woman in her 40s or even her mid 30s or even 30. By the time you hit 30, because that's about the time I was about maybe in my late 20s when I stopped giggling at everything. When everything ceased to be less funny. I was about in my late 20s. So by the time you get to be 30, ladies, you're not a giggly little girl anymore. It takes a little bit more for you to go into mode. Can't no guy just, tickle you in the rib. That's the other thing. When I got older, now when I was younger, older men used to pinch me in my rib. And for some reason or another, when I was younger, I was much more ticklish. So I would laugh when I got poked in the rib or, tickled a little bit. I was ticklish. So I giggled at everything. But now, if an old man come and pinch my side or try to tickle me, it's not funny anymore. That's annoying. So as older women, we don't exactly Mahogany Roots. Shout out to Mahogany Roots. Older women don't play. Playtime is over when you become an adult. When you become a bona fide adult, is harder and harder, for little things that used to amuse you when you were younger to amuse you as a full-grown adult, because you've got that older wisdom. You done been there and seen damn near everything. So it's not going to be amusing to you anymore. But yet and still, I see A lot of older women in their late 30s, 40s, even 50s going around cackling. See, young girls giggle, old women cackle. There's a difference. Sir Ism, I was thinner when I was younger too. So, that little pokey poke did probably do a little bit more for me. But young girls giggle, older women cackle. And there's a difference. You can even hear the difference when a younger girl giggles. It's bubbly, like it's almost melodic. But an older woman trying to emulate herself when she was younger, and she's just kind of putting on a show. She's putting on, trying to act as if she's, giggly and bubbly. She's trying to put on this giggly, bubbly facade, thinking that it gives her a more youthful appearance. But I'm just going to be honest, and this is just my opinion for the older women. When you guys are putting on that youthful facade and you want to giggle like you're in your early 20s or teens, you sound like you're cackling. It sounds more cacklish. Sir Ism says, no, we want the show. I'm sorry, Sir Ism, but I am not going to be sitting up here pretending to be a young, giggly girl when I am a older, mature woman. Exactly, Diamonds and Pearl. They look real slow when they're doing that. So a woman my age, if I'm in the group of women, if I'm in a group of women and we're like age 35 to 45, okay, you can't be in my peer group acting like this. I'm going to look at you like you slow, like Diamonds and Pearl said. It's not a good look. It really isn't. So you're walking around here, everything funny. Sir Ism, now guys like Sir Ism, he liked the show. He said, hey, pretend to be young and giggly for me. I think it looks silly, me personally. Chef Disaster says he agrees. Yeah, I mean, who wants somebody that's a perpetual child? I know I don't. And it's the same way that when men mature, there are things that you do differently than you used to do when you were, a teenager or a young adult. You're not doing that same stuff anymore. So when I see guys still doing the same stuff they did when they were teenagers or like in their late 20s, this is a sign of somebody with Peter Pan syndrome. This is a sign of somebody that doesn't want to grow up. You're still playing these little games. Like I hate being around men that are like ultra playful all the time. Now, not to say that I don't like a playful man, but you're ultra playful all the freaking time. You want to joke all the time. Everything's funny. You don't take life seriously at all. I can't stand being around men like this. I really can't. Now, when I was younger and I was dealing with boys, we used to play. We used to laugh and all that type of stuff all the time. We used to play the dozens on each other. We used to see, who could, get the one-uppings. It was a game because we were younger. That type of stuff is unattractive on a man that's 40 or 50. It looks stupid. So I just want to talk about this morning being in a perpetual state of arrested development, because that's exactly what it is. You guys, you meet people that just can't seem to move past the prepubescent or young adult stage of their life. You see people who are in their 40s, 50s, late 30s, and they're still acting as if they're young teenagers, not taking anything seriously. Everything is a joke. Everything's for play. Sir Ism is down there arguing with someone. He says, how you telling men what we like? I'm not telling anybody what to like. I'm not telling you this at all. I'm just telling you what it looked like. See, Sir Ism down there trolling. I see you though, Sir Ism. He said twerk some. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. You get 40 and 50-year-old women twerking in the park, twerking at the Walmart, twerking at the graduation. You know, to me, that's tacky. When are you going to grow up? Now, I can understand maybe a young person thinking that's cool because, you know, they're young. They have not matured in their mindset. They have a long way to go before they get to maturity. But you got some people that know better, but they just don't want to give up their youth. And they think that this is how they hold on to their youth and their vitality. They think that this is how they hold on, by acting a damn fool for life. And then they'll sit up here and defend. They'll sit up here and defend the juvenile behavior by saying that they're always going to be young at heart. This is how I stay young. And you notice that these people, well, they always like to surround themselves with younger people because they cannot identify or get along with people in their own peer group. The people in their own peer group left them behind a long time ago. And so this is where you get these people, all of their friends are 20 and 30 years younger than them. There's something wrong with that. That right there is a clear sign that there is a stunt in your growth. Like, you made it this far. Some people didn't make it as far as 18. Some people are still 16 in their mind. In some people's mind, they're still 12, 13 years old in their mind. Peter Pan syndrome, arrested development. Their mind never went beyond that point. They're stuck there. And that's the zone that they're comfortable in. This is the reason why you have a lot of people molesting on younger children, because adults their age intimidate them. They have nothing in common with them because their mind is way back when they're a child. So when I get around people that seem to have arrested development in how they act, I'm pretty, weary of them, especially around younger people in my life. I don't bring these people around my family because they tend to be crazy. I'm just going to be honest. Most of the time, they tend to be crazy. The older women that don't understand that they've gotten older, their bodies are not the same. My body is not the same as when I was 16 years old. My body isn't the same as when I was 21 years old. My body is not even the same as when I was 35. I'm 45 now and getting older. I'm aging with grace because I embrace the different changes in my life, the different stages that faith is evolving and growing into. And if people cannot learn to grow old with grace, you will be out here looking like a fool. There's nothing wrong with growing old with grace. Every stage of your life has a certain meaning. You were meant to go through that giggly stage in your life when you were a girl. You were meant to go through that. It makes me smile when I see younger girls like in their teens or their early 20s, and they're bubbly and full of all this energy. That is appropriate for that age. We all went through that. And then when I see those girls make the evolution into womanhood, you're no longer a girl because you put away childish things. And now you're a woman. You're more reserved. It takes a lot for these guys to get you to smile and laugh. There's nothing wrong with that. But, for some reason or another, especially in the Black community, we make it a crime to get older. And we want to make it seem like Black don't crack. Black will crack if you don't take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It definitely will crack. So a lot of the women that I see that age quite quickly, these are the women that are out here doing a little twerk some servism. They do a little twerk something. They're out there shaking their little behind, and they got a little drinky drink in their hand every day. They want to tip the bottle every day. They thinking that they're living their best lives, but they're not. Being an alcoholic, smoking every day, not exercising. Twerking is not exercising. I mean, it could be, but not the way that we as Black women like to do it. And then all that bad food that we like to eat because we're constantly in a stage of partying all the time. We're not intentional about anything. See, when you're young, you can do all that drinking and going to the fast food restaurant and partying because your metabolism is a lot faster when you're younger. So you don't feel it just then. But wait until you hit 30. All that drinking, partying, and different things that you were doing when you were younger and you weren't hitting the gym and doing any of that stuff, when you hit 30, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Whatever you did to yourself while you were young, for some reason, 30 is the magic number. You hit 30 and all of a sudden, all that drinking and smoking, you look older than you should. All that having unprotected sex and getting pregnant and having babies, your body is stretched out to the max. And now you don't look so good. You don't look like you did back when you were in your 20s because you didn't take care of yourself. And see, this is the advice that I would like to give to young women. Honor yourself while you're young. Honor your youth. Now, it's good to party and have fun. That's great. But remember, it will catch up to you as you get older. If you're doing the same thing that you did when you were 20, by the time you get 30, it will catch up to you. And sex isn't the only way that you wear your body out. You wear your body out with all the drugs, all the alcohol, all the partying, staying up late. All of that over time takes a toll on you, and it will age you. And you will begin to look like you're older much, much sooner than somebody that didn't partake in those activities. But the person that, did things in moderation, took care of their body, tend to their skin, tend to their diet, did a little exercise in between twerking. Well, when they age, they're going to look glowing, beautiful. They're going to be in their 40s and still looking good. They're going to be able to get around when they're in their late 50s, early 60s. When they hit 70 and 80, they're still able to get around and do things for themselves. because they remain active and they didn't overdo it and they age with grace. Now, I will guarantee you this: beauty will fade. Over time, you're not going to have the same type of beauty. There's going to be a different level of beauty as you age. Your level of beauty when you were a 20-year-old is not going to be the same as your level of beauty when you turn 40. And your level of beauty as a 40-year-old is not going to be the same as your level of beauty as a salt and peppered 60-year-old. Your beauty will fade and you will go into another level of beauty and glory. My mother, she is a beautiful, I think she's 68, 69 now. She's a beautiful 69-year-old. And her hair is beautifully salt and peppered that she keeps in a little bun. And her skin is very glowing. And she looks like a beautiful, almost 70-year-old woman would look. And she's able to get around, and she has almost a regal aura about herself. Aura. She has a regal aura about herself. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Now, of course, at damn near 70 years old, she doesn't look young and youthful and vibrant like she did in her picture of herself. My mother has a black and white picture of herself when she was 20. And her face was full and she was glowing and she just exuded beauty in her youth. Now she exudes beauty in her old age. And I would love to make that transition just like my mother. But there are a lot of you that want to hold on to youth. You don't want to get older. You're fighting it tooth and nail. You're out here competing with women 20 and 30 years younger than yourself. And that's a fool's errand. My daughters are at the stage that I was at when I was 20. They're 20 now. So they're exuding that youth, beauty, and vitality for their age. And I'm exuding youth, wisdom, and vitality for a woman my age. Sir-ism, what kind of conversation? See, this is the juvenile conversation that I'm talking about. Sir-ism is down here trolling. He says, don't nobody care about old VJ. No, well, who is talking about VJ? But other old women, not men. Okay. This brings me to another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, I know that you guys by now might have heard rumors about Mrs. Erykah Badu. But did you guys know that Miss Badu, I think she's like in her 50s now? Yeah, I think she's in her 50s. Miss Badu is in her 50s. And here she is. Hold on a second. This is the wrong tab. I'm sharing something else. Hold on a second. Let me share the right thing here. That was something else that I wanted to speak on. But oh no, that was the right one. My bad. Hold on. I'm over here struggling as usual with the screen share on screen StreamYard. You know, some things never change, guys. Some things never change. Okay, so there we go. Put that back up there. All right. All right, so Miss Badu goes public with boyfriend 27-year-old Jerron, the secret Atkinson. Badu is paying all his bills and bought him a car. Now, here's an example of an older woman. I don't know, Erica. This is how I feel about these types of relationships. And you see her hugged up with the young man. These winter spring relationships, in my opinion, don't really pan out for the long term. She is way too old for him. Now, I will say Erica Badu looks great for a woman in her 50s. Okay, she looks very young and youthful, especially in her face. And she does appear to have taken care of herself. So, kudos and shout out to her, for taking good care of herself in her old age. But being with a 27-year-old man, I'm just looking at this young man, 27 years old. She's in her 50s. I wonder how this is going to end. I wonder how this is going to pan out. Now, I don't, really too much get into judging other people's relationships, but that's too much of an age gap. Now, I think 5-year age gap is okay. 7 years is okay. 10 years is even pushing it. But when you go beyond a decade, you're going into a whole nother generation. You're outside your generation at that point. And so what exactly do these two have in common besides sex? I'm sorry, but this young man, this would be a person that I would mentor like a son, but I wouldn't be trying to get into a relationship with someone that young. But I'll just go ahead and read a little bit of the article. It says a few weeks ago, it was reported that singer Erykah Badu had gotten herself a younger guy where she paid all his rent, bought a car for him. And well, it seems she's making it official as she has posted photos of her younger boyfriend on her Instagram page. Erykah Badu's new boyfriend is a musician named Jerron Atkinson, who goes by Jerron the Secret. And from the photos she posted on her Instagram, she seems to be much in love with this younger guy. I pray it doesn't end up on the rocks after he hits the limelight. So he's in the music industry. Okay. So we all kind of know how that's gonna go. We kind of know what that's all about. Mahogany Root says it's not gonna last. No, I don't think it's gonna last. She's way too old for him. Now, even though Erykah Badu still looks great in her old age, not taking anything away from Erykah Badu. And there's a lot of men in here while they're talking about old VJJ. If Erykah Badu slung her old VJJ some of y'all's way, some of y'all will be getting down on your knees thanking the gods that you got the chance. She looks damn good, but she's an example of what I was speaking about earlier about older women not wanting to let go of their youth. And so a lot of people, what they do is they end up stealing the youth of younger people. They think that by surrounding themselves with younger people, this is somehow going to keep them young. This is false. This is false. Having a sexual relationship with younger people and interjecting yourself in their lives, and all you're doing basically is stunting their growth. because you, as an older person, you're not really going to be able to hang with this younger person and their crowd. You're not going to be able to hang with that younger person and their crowd. And that younger person, they're not going to be able to hang with you and your crowd. Now, what a lot of these older people that like to be around younger people tend to do is they like to surround themselves with more younger people. So it makes it seem as if they have the same crowd. But most times, these older people are doing what Erica Badu is doing, and they're paying these younger people to be around, or the younger people are benefiting in some kind of way by coming and being around you, whether it be using your car, having access to your house, or you footing the bill for everything. As Erica Badu said in her song, I gotta pay your way and your homeboy way, and sometimes your cousin's way. That's right. Call Tyrone, Sariza. So she's used to paying the way. And also, this is a sign of an older woman that likes to be in control. This is a sign of an older woman that wants to stay in control because you're with a bunch of young people that don't get it like that. You're older, you're more established, you get it like that. So she's definitely the one that's, the financially, she's the leader. She's the one that has control over the money. And so right now, that younger man is probably dependent on her for her money, her assets, her connections. So you can see right away what that relationship is about. There are some older women that like being with younger men that are not established yet. It's the same premise as the older man that wants to get with the younger woman that doesn't have anything. It's all about control. When these young people start out in life, they don't have much. So a lot of times when they get into these relationships with people that are that much older than them, and I'm talking about the age gap being more than 10 years, you're going into 20 and 30 plus years age gap. That's a relationship all about control. One person wants to parasite off the other. The other person wants to control the person who wants to be a parasite. It's a relationship built off codependency. And those relationships usually don't last long because the younger person, they have their own, how can I say, things that they like to do outside of your old behind. And they like to be around people their own age. Now you do have some exceptions where you have younger women who were kind of marginalized and off to themselves, and they never fit in with people their own age because they were always much more of a mature mindset. So they always gravitated to older people. There are young people like this, but it's not something that occurs a lot. It's not like you get like a plethora of young people that have that mindset. And even then, usually those women, they have things that happen to them in their lives that put them in that mindset where they had to age a lot faster. Maybe they were an older child and they had to take care of their younger siblings all their lives. So they had to mature a lot faster and become more responsible a lot faster. And so they understand the responsibilities of adulthood a lot faster. So therefore, they're not going to have a lot in common with their peers. I see that a lot in those type of children. Or you have children who have been molested, touched, and their innocence taken away from them at a younger age, and that will age you up fast too. Good morning, Blue Devil Gee. Oh my God, I'm going back through the comments. I did not know that Sir Ism has been trolling in my comments like this. Sir Ism, you've been twerking down here in the comments. Wow. Look at that. Old men pay for young VJ. What? Sir Ism, now see, even if I were to open the panel, I would be very, very, very reluctant to let you up here based off of these comments down here. I would be very, very reluctant. It seems like you're just on troll mode down here in the comment section. But anyways, on to the next thing. Next thing I want to talk about is this whole COVID-19 thing. So now there was an article that I came across, and Fox News was actually the first to report on it. But it's a new study is showing that men, and I'm not being sexist here. This is the article, not me. This is not Faith. But the article is reading that men and people who speak at louder volumes more easily spread COVID-19, according to researchers at Colorado State University. In November, they published a study, and this was in the, I just want to say, Journal of Environmental Science and Technology. A multidisciplinary team at the school examined respiratory aerosol emissions from a panel of healthy individuals of varying age and gender. And while talking and singing in a controlled laboratory setting, the group measured particle number concentrations between 0.25 and 33 micrometers from 63 of the participant ages 12 to 61 years old, and voice volume and exhale CO2 carbon dioxide levels were monitored. So the measurements were taken while subjects were both masked and unmasked inside the lab of a professor and study co-author John Volkins. Researchers concluded that singing produced 77% more aerosol than talking. Adults produce 62% more aerosol than minors, and males produce 34% more aerosol than females. So men, you guys have the propensity to take some people out. However, after accounting for participant voice volume and exhaled CO2, that's the carbon dioxide level, measurements in linear models, the age and sex differences were attenuated and no longer statistically significant. Results from wind instrument playing experiments were pending further data analysis and peer review. The study was originally developed early on during the COVID-19 pandemic in an effort to determine what people in performing arts can do safely to return to the stage. So this was basically a study for people in the performing arts. Now, is singing worse than talking when it comes to how many particles are being emitted? Yes, according to the study, and the louder someone talks or sings, the worse the emissions. The university said in a news post on its website detailing the study, if there were significant differences after accounting for carbon dioxide between males and females and children, then you'd have to know how many males, females, and minors were in the room to estimate transmission risks. Our data suggests that you don't need to know that if you just measure the carbon dioxide and noise levels, because those measures are an equalizer for these demographic differences. Limitations include that controlled study designs include laboratory environment, may lack generalizability to real world situations. Other types of vocal activities were not considered. The group did not quantify respiratory disease transmission risk, that additional observation and research is necessary to characterize respiratory aerosol emission during early childhood development. So basically, in a nutshell, the study concluded that men are more capable of spreading COVID than both women and children combined because they tend to have a larger lung capacity. And that makes sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. So fellas, we're going to have to definitely talk about some social distancing, ladies, from the fellas. We might have to kind of stay away from you guys for a while. Make sure you guys got the shot or something, because you fellas are definitely contagious. Y'all contagious. I just thought that was something interesting to kind of put out there for the morning. What's up, Doug? I see Doug down there in the chat. Sir Anthony. Doug says, from my experience with older women, there was no control involved and mutually beneficial. I gave them pleasure and I gained political connections and more clients. They were all wealthy and very attractive. Okay. So Doug says he don't let the older women control him. He's making connections and money moves. I ain't mad at you. All right, guys. So that's all I got. I've been on my spiel and on my soapbox for nearly an hour. It's been 48 minutes, 55 seconds. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to share the invite button. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Now, some of you guys may come up here because there are quite a few people that still kind of sore for what I said about the Manosphere meetup. So I know somebody's going to run up here and want to talk about that. Now, I will tell you this. Now, I don't really like to get off into name calling and talking about people, but that roast I did about the Manosphere meetup was definitely needed and warranted. And I stand on everything that I have said about that Manosphere meetup. And it's not even just about the physical look of the guys. Okay. The only reason why a lot of people are jumping on that is because a lot of these guys, well, they took on the Kevin Samuels mode and they were asking women to cam up. They were asking women about their dress size and they were trying to make women feel bad for being overweight. They were doing that. All right, Mahogany Roots. Mahogany says, see you later, sweetie. Gotta go, babes. Y'all have a great one. So anybody want to run up here talking that Manosphere meetup crap? You're not going to sway me one way or the other. I see Sir Ism in the back. I think I'll hold off on you just a little bit longer, Sir Ism, because I got a feeling you're here to troll. But yeah, that Manosphere meetup thing, that needed to be done. And I'm telling you, the roasting is definitely warranted. Now, if you have been a person who have been critical of other people's looks, if you have been a person who have criticized Black women for being overweight and you yourself are not attractive and you're overweight yourself, well, then you're going to get that work. Definitely going to get that work. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Exactly. So, how would I look if I never cam up? But I have all types of critiques about men, how they look. Oh, you better have a six pack. You better have a long schlong. You better have lots of money in your account. You better have a certain type of swag. You know, I got a long laundry list of things that I want, but I have not shown myself. I have not one time, showed you that I'm even, worth any of the things that I'm asking for. But then finally, when the curtains come down, I'm not even half of what I am asking for myself. A lot of you men, I'm going to tell you what that Manosphere meetup did. A lot of you men, when the curtains came down and the women saw you, the women saw some of you, they began to think, I'm going to be breaking my neck in the gym for a guy whose last button on his cheap Kmart dress shirt is barely holding on. I'm going to be busting my ass trying to be fit, feminine, and friendly for a guy that got bigger titties than me. This is what a lot of women were thinking. Bayou Bunny said you a mess, babe. Bayou Bunny, you know that's what the women were thinking. And I don't blame them because I'm not gonna lie. Over the years, when I looked at, some of these men videos, we know what Minister Jap looks like. Minister Jap, he looks like a funny looking alien. Okay. So, I don't have any expectation from Minister Jap. Okay. He showed up to the Manosphere meetup looking like how he look in his videos. He ain't even bothered to get dressed. He showed up in a hoodie and some jogging pants. How dusty is that? So I knew Minister Jap was going to be dusty because of how he is when he's on his videos. So that was no big surprise. But some of these other guys, I had imagined seeing guys that were going to be like in tailored suits, dressed to the nine. I'm imagining some black male versions of Taye Diggs, Morris Chestnuts, Idris Elbas. This is what I'm imagining. If these guys are demanding these size sixes, these youthful young women, I'm thinking I'm going to definitely see some Taye Diggs up in here. Y'all remember that scene in Best Man Holiday? I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. But one of my favorite scenes in that movie was when the men got together and they did a rendition of New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain? And they was looking sexy. Morris Chestnut did what's his name? Johnny Gill's part, and Tay Diggs was doing Ralph Transvet's part. You know, they all got together and they was all silhouette and looking sexy. That's what I was imagining the Manosphere meetup was going to be like. All these high value men that's in good shape, looking sexy, everything that they demand in a woman. I thought that they were going to embody it too. And when the curtain came down, I felt like I was in the Wizard of Oz, and I found out that the wizard was a fat, bald black man. It was really disappointing. Not only, I mean, because like we can talk about the venue all day long, but ladies, come on. Most of us was disappointed because we did not see Ralph Transvance. We didn't see no Ralph Transvance running around there. We ain't see no Morris Chestnuts. We ain't see no Tay Diggs. I thought I was gonna see some man meat for all the shit that these men were talking over the years about fat black women, fat out of shape black women, and we're gonna die alone and all this other stuff. And we hit the wall. Them Negroes, baby, they didn't hit the wall. They slammed into it. Like hit a wall. This is them. They tore the wall down. Them Negroes tore the damn wall down. And that was a lot of our disappointment because, like I said in my video, when Crystalline Carrison had her meetup with black women that wanted to make a change in their lives, when she did her meetup, there were overweight black women there wanting to make a change in their lives. Sirism, I'm not sure if I should let you on here. If I let you on here, are you going to have an actual conversation? Are you going to get on my panel and play? Because, you know, I am a older and I am a much more reserved woman. I don't play. So if you want to come up here and have a nice little conversation, yeah, I wouldn't mind having you up here. But if you're going to come up here and play, I'm going to kick you off. All right, joining the screen, Sirism.
What's going on with your Faith Factor? How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. Now, what you talking about over here?
I'm talking about some game. You know, I'm always talking about some game to edify a woman's brain. You know, to impute some knowledge. But I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'm some kind of small squirt in the dirt. I'm Uncle Ism. I mean, we can cut YouTube off, and I'm still good at life. So I don't know what you think. You talking to me like I'm some kind of troll or some kind of one of these suckers or something. I ain't one of these broke down niggas. I make 50 look good. You understand me? And I'm going to respect your joint. But I just got to tell you, over JJ has no value. Now you want to whap and tap on the men head. You know, I ain't with you with the manosphere shit. You know, but you want to talk about men, let's stand up to it. Now, if you're an older chick, you're an old girl, you used to give it up when you was 18, 19 to every football player you met. Now you want to get old and 4 kids. Now all of a sudden the JJ got more value, and now you want to make a man wait. If you don't go on and get that thing to Curtis that drive a truck, that work for the refinery, okay, you not getting Hakeem, Tay Diggs, the dude you talking about, Sweetwater nigga.
All
Rob
right.
Transvant, sensitivity, sweet.
Sirism.
Niggas is sweet.
Hold Hold on a second, Sir Ism. I'm gonna have to cut you off now because you talking a lot of cad shit behind your avatar. So can you please turn your camera on real fast? Go ahead. Can you please turn on the camera? Turn on the camera going
You
once.
can't stop the rain.
All right, all right, all right.
Fall. Yeah.
All right, now, hold
I
on,
cut
hold
mine
on.
Yeah, I
Hold
cut
on
mine
now.
Yeah,
Hold on now. What I need you to do is turn some light on.
you ain't gonna give me no instructions. The light is on.
No, Sir Ism. It's dark as hell up in there. I'm gonna need you to turn that light on, sir.
Unmute me, because that's the problem. You get them other suckers, Ralph Transvant, old sensitivity ass nigga, Tay Diggs. That nigga is on media takeout with a wig on. So you can't give me instructions. I got enough light. They can see my light ass.
No, we need to see everything.
No.
I need you to turn. No. Turn the light on, Sir Anthony.
You're not gonna give me no instructions.
Turn the light on, Sir Anthony.
Sir Anthony.
Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Sir Anthony's in the chat.
Can't hear you. Sir Ism. I'm sorry, Sir Ism. I can't hear you.
I can't see.
Can't hear you.
I can't.
Oh! What did you say?
I said, Sir.
What was that again? What was that again?
Having money. Having money.
You are not going to come up here and play me. Hey.
Sir Anthony's.
Can't hear you. All right. So Sir Anthony's back in the back again. I don't know what he thought this is. I don't know if he thought that he was just going to come up here and flex or whatever. But yeah, you can stay back there with your little dim light. Amanika Mama Max, we don't know because he's sitting in that dark room. Amanika says, is he in shape? I don't know because he's sitting there in that dark room. And he has a cigarette in his mouth. So I'm guessing maybe he's not in that great a shape if he's smoking. But we'll let Sir Ism, not Sir Anthony. We'll let Sir Ism back on when he get through playing. Like I said, I'm an older woman. I'm not here to play. Sir Ism, not Sir Anthony. Not to be confused with Sir Anthony. Sir Ism. But anyway, as I was saying, that is an example of what I'm talking about, people in their arrested development. Sir Ism is currently in the background. He's unrolling his $1 bills. I'm looking at his $1 bills as he counts them one by one. I'm looking at Sir Ism in my background playing with his little what is that? His Marlboro cigarette. Oh, and a little bit of weed too. As he sits back in his dark room, puffing, huffing, and puffing, because he can't have his way on my channel. No, honey. I told you I was not going to play with you. Like I said, when you are younger, you might entertain some stuff like that. But I'm much older and wiser. All right, so back to what I was talking about. So we have Erykah Badu, much older woman, playing around with a young guy, young fella. And I don't think that's going to last at all. Not at all. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not to be a hypocrite, because the guy that I'm with, he's several years younger than I am. But we're still in the same, how can I say, generation. He is a first generation millennial, so he's an older millennial, and I'm a younger generation Xer. So we're still, kind of in the same, age bracket. There's only a 7-year difference between us. And yes, I am older than him. So I don't, think that, age is a factor. But when you go that far beyond the age limit, there is a certain level of control that kind of entails with that certain thing. Now, if I'm 45 years old and I get with someone 20 years younger than myself, well, that person would have to be 25, right? What exactly is there that I have in common with a 25-year-old besides sex? We do not have the same experiences. This is what I'm trying to get people to see and to understand. He's in a totally different time frame where he's listening to different music than what I'm used to listening to. I came up in an era where there were still boy groups or male groups. We had Surface, we had The Deal, we had New Edition, so we still got love songs in my generation. But now if I go 20 years younger than myself, I'm dealing with a whole nother generation that don't even listen to love songs. So that right there is incompatibility. But let me go ahead and welcome Mr. BMT onto the panel. What's up, BMT?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's going on?
Oh man, nothing. I got Sirism twerking in the background. I don't know if I should let him back on or not.
My ism?
Yeah, Sirism.
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, ism's just cool. He's cool with the one ladies. You know what I'm saying? You guys having fun. You know what I'm saying? You got to play for hard.
I don't know if I want to play today.
Well, it's your panel, but I vouch for him. But I vouch for him. You can put it on the BMT card. You can charge it to the BMT card. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I want to have a discussion together about the. I don't agree too much on I guess the Stella got her groove back, or the the dating bar. I mean, I think that is a big issue why we're having problems now. Like, I don't agree with that color purple dating scheme, or that, let me come marry your daughter, or I'm saying, that mammy type of thing. I don't agree with it 100%. I think it's problematic. I think that's why we're failing as a society. To me, that's no more than a survival tactic that's pushed out. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to find a young bride because you need somebody because the old one either croaked, or that's kind of like a contract. Like, she's like, yo, I don't have nobody that can really take care of me. And I get it. You need my body. I need your resources. It is what it is. So, and I don't know why people try to conflate it. No, it's different than that. No, it is what it is. I mean, I'm telling you right now, realistically, a younger person looking to an older person is viable resources. You got 20 years up on me, so that way, for the young girl, for the younger woman, I ain't gonna call it girl, for a woman dating an older dude, is resources. You got a job, hopefully you got some type of stability, depending on where the mentality's at. But then it's been played out so much now that the mindset of the older men now is like the younger dudes running the street. And so the women, they that are being born from that type of generation, just like the women who are, what I'm saying, I got me a young thing, I got me a young buck. I call them a husband. It's a husband, no different. The husband is more so to a woman a bragging right, a trophy. And a lot of dudes don't like hearing that, but I'm keeping it real. BMT don't got no time for your feelings. Like, you're no more than a husband. You're the woman. There's nothing holistically you can do for a woman in a certain mature atmosphere, especially around her peers. They're gonna look to you like, girl, like, he young. And when they say that, that means they sizing you up, saying like, that's a man. Like, when she gets around older men that are her caliber, they're gonna be looking at you and they're gonna be like, what the young nigga gonna tell me? Like, I'm dead ass it. That's what older people will look at. That's like when talking to my dad, he gonna look at, what can you tell me that I have not already seen or done? And that's the thing about it. When we see these dating things, you know what I'm saying? Well, they're young and in love and all that else. No, man. Like, I look at it at the metric system of, people have a hard time trying to prove to me what really can be brought about at, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people are like, well, you a young nigga, you fucking with an older woman, you know what I'm saying? She could be feeling, no, it's not, bro. Y'all must be at some lower hanging fruit vibration. We all gonna talk about insurance. Y'all gonna talk about property. You're gonna talk about some kind of investment. Hell, when they look at y'all, when they all going in front of a policy store, they're gonna be trying to figure that thing out. Like, hey, what's really going on? And I know people gonna try using the white man. I'll try to use that, but we're gonna bring out Little House on the Prairie, or y'all want to use the Arabs. Sorry, it's no more you just being used as a resource or a bragging right. You know what I'm saying? Versus people who are dating amongst their peers.
Well, the thing about it is, women do not need men anymore for resources. Now we're able to get our own resources. So we are able to be a little bit more picky at this point in time because it's a totally different age and time than women were back in the olden times. Back in the olden times, women could not even own property without the permission of a man, either whether it be her husband or her father or the next of kin in her family. But times have changed.
Miss
You know,
Faith, Miss Faith,
Lord.
you lied on me once. You said I was
What are
counting
you-
$1 bills. I counted all hundreds. You lied on me to start. Okay? Now
Oh
listen.
God. Oh God.
Old girls need to get them a dude named Curtis Tyrone. He work at the refinery. He drive a truck. You're not getting Hakeem, Tay Diggs, Ralph Tresman, Sensitivity. Them niggas is sweet. You can have all the sweet niggas. But if you want a real man that blow your back out, just get Curtis. Get him about 10 years older. He'll be happy. Because to him, he think of you as the little picture you got right there like 10 years ago. See, he look at you like that. But see, where you at right now, you want to get a young nigga that's in your range. That's not going to happen. Get you, see, younger, older women, but not really older. Say if in your 40s or 50s. Because see, I'm 50, but I make 50 look good, baby. You understand me? So if you 40 or 50, get you a nigga about 60. So he'll be your man.
Sir Ism, you look 50.
But you need to get you like a man/trick. You going to unmute me, baby? You going to unmute me, baby? You
No,
baby.
I muted you because your mic is a little loud. So I'm trying to be heard. But Sir Ism, you look 50, and it's nice that you have your $100 bills. Why aren't those $100 bills sitting in your bank account?
I got that too, baby.
Wait. Who sits up with $100 bills in their house in this day and age? My money is in the bank. Why are you sitting up here with $100 bills under your mattress?
Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna keep?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, baby, because I'm not a clown show. This is the last time you gonna mute me, then I can bounce up out of here.
Oh, well, you can bounce up out of here right now. All right, so let's go back to talking BMT. So
So,
yeah. Anyway, I don't know what he think this is.
ism's cool. Ism's cool. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But go ahead. Um, go ahead.
No, but what I'm trying to say is this. You know, men that have Sir Ism's mindset, they're going to be left in the dust. These new women of this time, I'm talking about as of right now. See, that's the other thing that I really, really don't like is when Black men want to relegate us to a different time frame. It's not like it was back in the 70s or even the 80s, because it's different now than it was back even in the 80s. During the 80s, Black women were just now, you know, coming into their education and coming into themselves. But now it's 2021. Women have gotten their degrees. Women have gotten their careers. We are capable of taking care of ourselves, even outside of Uncle Sam. So, you know, those little $100 bills that Sir Ism got tucked under his mattress, I don't know what that's about. But I mean, you know, we don't need that anymore. You know, the only women that need that are going to be the lower echelon, the bottom feeders. The ones that you showed us. Remember, you had that video and you showed us that hotel where those people were living in poverty. Those are the type of people that would need Sir Ism's mattress money.
Yeah.
But women, modern women that got their stuff together, they do not want Sir Ism's mattress money. You can have your mattress money. No, and that's the mindset that's going to keep a lot of Black men behind and angry. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're fine with that. Like I said, like I just moved into a new area. Like I just moved into my new area. Most of the majority, everybody here is six figures, and the thing about that is there are no single Black men here. The two, like I know everybody because I'm joining the HOA committee, and some like other than military or certain people that are established, there's only I think like 3 houses are owned by single mothers. No man, just a woman and her kids. And you know, I seriously look, but I want to give Black men that win for to say like, yo, there's some Black male ownership here. But the Black men that own homes here are all have families. Like it's a difference of night and day when it comes to buying homeownership. And I challenge y'all, if y'all don't believe me, if y'all want to, y'all can email Faith. I will put up $40. If you can show me between the males and between the men and the women who buys more homes, you're going to see that Black women, namely mostly single mothers, actually purchase more homes than Black men. You don't have to shoot the messenger. It's just that the gap is starting to widen for the mentality piece. And you know what I'm saying? Like we have a saying, if I buy you, I own you.
Right.
And so if I can buy you, I own you. If I feed you, you know what I'm saying, I can control you. And you gotta understand that we're in a proposition now where some people don't want to be controlled. Now, some, like I said, when I brought up the husbands, you know, some guys don't mind having that woman control and tell them what to do. And this is where you're having the issue where some of the women are asking the question, you know, where are the men at? The men that are in control are getting into propositions of relationships with women that are trying to match them. And actually, hey, I could do my shit, you can do your shit. Because now we're getting into the era where it's taking 2 parent or 2 incomes just to get by. Versus the woman, she's like, listen, I don't have time to really be on strugglation, just like some of the men that they don't mind getting with a woman in strugglation mode because she's not a threat to his masculinity. Y'all think I'm making this up, but I'm just keeping it buck 100. I got no time, but I've been there. I've been there on the mattress on the floor. Versus, I've also been there where I purposely dated a girl who I knew was no threat to me because she was never going to do anything to come out of that system of cover. But that wasn't right because when I want to go to the next level, I had to work double time to bring up her because her mindset was not to build. Same thing that's happening for a lot of women. This is why it's getting dangerous, Faith, for when you bring up about the maturity of Erykah Badu dating a younger cat. That's a bragging right to her. Like if you look at the tenure of what she's done did and her accolades of her life, that young man can never stack up. Not to her, not to her baby fathers, Andre 3000 and all the other guy. I forgot, is it Common or whoever the other dude is. That young man can never stack up. He's no more than a talking dildo for her. Just I got you as a talking trophy. And to some guys with a lower mind state, they'll be fine with that, but then they start feeling a sense of emasculation to themselves. Like, why don't you treat me like a man? Well, you can't be in that position holistically because you're not in a position of authority in your life. I have to guide you. And so that's when you have the issue where some women, they're fine with that. And you got a question when a woman is fine with saying that he's the man, or men that are saying, well, even though she's doing X, Y, and Z, she should still submit to his power. And I'm like, well, hold on now. Wait. So you mean that nigga working at McDonald's making $7 an hour wants the pediatrician or the person that's making a career, you want them to submit? That doesn't make sense. That's contradictory because you're telling me that I'm busting my ass and you're not doing anything, yet we're on two different field scopes. And this is why it's working backwards. You understand me?
Yes.
And this is why we're working backwards in society, especially as Black people, Black couples. This is why you're not seeing cognitive families being built, because you got it where one person is going at 100, hell, going at 120, overworking the engine, while the other person is just being dragged around. But you got the bragging rights. Look at my young broad. I got to make it family friendly. Look at my young gal. So the guy will have. I think we had the conversation about the older dude who got with the younger girl, and I know them. Actually, I know those people, Faith. Actually, I know them. That she got with him clearly because he liked messing with younger, inexperienced girls, women. See, for older women are going to call a younger girl a girl because they're going to be measuring them up, just like how we will call a younger man son. And so the older women are going to be like, why would an older man get with a girl half his age? Clearly, mind you, what did she say? He's teaching me. He's showing me. Pretty much, you took on a child.
Right.
You took on a child. That's how it's that. And literally, you got to look at the context of clues. So if he has to teach you and show you and pretty much groom you, you know what I'm saying? You know,
and not to cut you off, BMT, but
you got it.
I wanted to point out my guy is several years younger than me, but it's not that much of an age difference. And I don't have to teach him anything. I don't have to show him anything. He came to me already a full-grown, ready-made man. So, I mean, it's not really attractive to me as a woman to have to take on somebody that I have to mold like he's my child. That's very unattractive. I don't know if men feel the same way, but it's like, I mean, do you? I'm just going to ask you, and I'm going to reluctantly let Sir Ism back on, but I just want to get a male's perspective. Do you really, really want a woman that you have to treat like your child? where you have to teach them and mold them and tell them everything to do? Do you really, really want that?
Okay, so for me, the youngest I've ever dated was at the time was 19 to 20. And at first it was cool. It was, sex was okay. Um, but holistically, there wasn't really much we could talk about. There wasn't really much that the moves that I'm making, you understand, you know what I do, Faith. Like there wasn't so much after that. Like holistically, like congratulations, you work at Applebee's and Walmart. But other than that, aside from that, no. Like we don't got nothing to talk about. And like that's again, you're gonna have a hard time. I'm sorry, you're not gonna find no young tenderoni enveloping their career. You're not going to, unless they're getting some type of assistance. The same thing. It's just night and day, man. And I'm just being honest. Like some dudes, they get with a younger chick because it's less resistance. It's a less resistance. It's more so it's a teachable type of thing. Like they like, well, I got this person that can't really challenge me, but I got somebody that I can have for a pleasure. It's a pleasurable type of thing. Just being honest.
Okay, so we basically, it doesn't work for you for you to have to teach a woman every little thing.
Hell no. It's slowing me down. I need to be able to keep patient.
Okay, all right. Well, Sir Ism, I'm going to pose the same question to you. Does something like that work for you? Would you mind a woman that you have to teach and mold?
Is my mic too loud for you, baby? Is the mic okay?
You're good, bro.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, baby. Well, look at here. I always train my women. A woman with no instruction, she headed for destruction. You understand me? Because in any relationship, Alphabet, Sweetwater, all them Alphabet Elemental P people, one of them is the batch, and it ain't gonna be me. See, I ain't gonna let no woman ever run me. See, I'm cold in the game. I ain't one of these dusties and I just slang iron for a living, just a walking penis. No, I'm a man that have standards. I run my women. I got to train them, groom them. See, because a lot of these women are real aggressive and they say they got a man that's a top-notch man. But please, you're too aggressive on YouTube. You got a Sweetwater, Ralph Tresvant, sensitivity ass type dude. So knock it off. Come on, let's keep it real. You whapped and tapped on the men at the Manosphere meetup. Then when I come up here, you said I was counting $1 bills. Everybody seen me counting hundreds. That was about 5 racks. So I'm not a dusty. And then you got to have your money in the bank. Oh, that was fake money. Why you can't just say that nigga cold? Why everybody always got to hate?
Okay, Sir Ism, what is so cold about you having mattress money?
How many niggas got mattress money in this day and age? How many niggas got 10 racks? These niggas be talking shit. Can't motherfucking send a woman to the mailbox.
Where is your bank?
I got that too. Do I need to pull out my credit cards? Why you can't just say, nigga?
Then why are you sitting up here with your money under your mattress?
Because you was trying to call me a dusty nigga, and I just showed you 5 racks.
Hold on. You
lied.
Hold on. Now I might have set up here and been disingenuous, and I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna apologize. I had to put you on mute so I can apologize. They weren't ones, but it is kind of childish, don't you think? For you to be sitting up here, a grown man in his 50s, pulling out mattress money and counting it online. That is something that maybe my 20-year-old son would do because he's not used to having money. He's not used to maintaining a bank account. And that's what I have seen little boys do when they don't really, when they're not really used to having anything. But go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm 50 and I ain't never used to having nothing. So you can go check my shit. I've been having shit. But you was calling people dusties. You was roasting. So I was showing you 5 racks.
So your response to that
show you 5 racks cash to put me
Wait a minute. So your response to that is to pull out your mattress money.
Motherfucking right. 5 racks cash. I could pull out more. You want 20?
I am not
That's the
impressed with
same
your mattress
thing you
money.
women do when y'all ask a dude. Say if you met Sir Anthony, hey, what do you do for a living? Sir Anthony
Oh
say,
God.
hey, I'm in tech. You say, okay, that nigga make 100,000. He don't gotta pull it out. You just pulled his whole card. So I was pulling your whole card by pulling out cash. See, letting you know that I'm not one of these Dutchies. I'll pull out 10 racks cash on your ass. Did that rhyme? See, some of these other dudes, you say, what you do for a living? Oh, you're a garbage man? Let me see, bitch. He makes 60. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, you in STEM? Let me see. He make 100. See, I ain't got to come in there with that. I come in with straight motherfucking cash. Yeah, if the bank ended today, I got cash. You motherfuckers gonna die. Okay?
What are you talking about?
Doesn't
What are you talking about?
What did I walk into?
Okay, I'm about to move on. What's up, Mahogany?
Hey,
you don't
y'all.
like that truth, huh? I'm just
Oh.
saying, if the bank be tripping, you know how your bank be talking about,
Sir-ism.
we got a
Sir-ism,
hold on
hush.
your money.
Just,
See, I got cash.
oh God.
You don't like me, Faith. You know you like me. You know them chocolate women like red bone niggas. Don't
Oh,
be mad because you can't
Lord.
control me. You know you like me.
Lord,
Why you,
Lord,
Faith?
Lord.
You blushing. You blushing, baby.
You know what? I'm about to put you in the back. You're going. There you go.
We like Sir-ism because he's funny, not because you're because you're funny.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had to read a child. I done pulled out something just because people be getting on your nerves online. They love to call everybody broke. No, everybody is not broke. So I understand. But anyway, I actually came up to talk about the topic and what you said. I had to go to work, Faith, but I had a little time in between, patients, so I got a little time. But I didn't hear everything. I was here in the beginning, but you were talking about Erica Badu and the younger man and all that. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there, done that. I've dated older men. I've dated younger men. Personally, for me, that age difference, that age gap that she had was too much. Let Sir-ism back up, Faith. Come on. Let the brother.
No, Sir-ism is gone. He ain't even in the back anymore. I mean,
Oh,
did you understand what he was talking about with his mattress money? And he's supposed to be impressing people because he pulled out his mattress money. I am 45 years old. I done seen guys in their 20s pull out their little racks that they done made, hustling out there on the streets. They don't have no bank account. They don't have any assets to speak of. So they have nothing but cash under their mattress. I know where that comes from. You're not talking to no dummy.
Faith, can I just please for a second? I only be up here a couple minutes. I think what it is, and because it seems like y'all, maybe you just came across Sir-ism, but what it is I know why he did that, and I think it's just a misunderstanding because you guys don't really know each other. But the thing with Sir-ism, one thing I like about him, he be on that show and prove, and I'm always talking about show and prove. So he probably thought that you think that he's one of those dudes that ain't doing nothing, ain't making nothing happen. But if you ever go to his channel, he actually is doing stuff all the time. I know he's a coach. And he's actually showing that he has something, and like a lot of people online won't do. So right, just like the brother BMT does all the time. So I think it's just possibly a misunderstanding. I don't know what I came up on.
You know what, Mahogany, you are too kind. But see, I'm not kind at all. My old 45-year-old behind will sit up here and roast your ass every time if you come up on my panel and I'm a grown ass woman waving around your mattress money. I don't want to see your mattress money. Now I will check out Sir-ism's channel. I have not seen Sir-ism's channel, but I am not easily impressed at all with that.
Yeah,
you don't impress women my age with your mattress money, Sir-ism.
One more thing. Can I speak on one more thing? Then I'll let you guys have it. Hey, BMT. Yes. So I just want to say this. Everybody's entitled to feel like I didn't feel any type of way. I consider you guys a part of the family. Y'all had a difference of opinion as far as the meetup. And to be honest, this is what I wish I had said. I understand some of the feelings that go behind, like, far as the Manosphere meetup, far as disagreeing with the talking points, but for me, it wasn't even about their talking points. It was just about the fact that they accomplished it. But I completely understood. That's why I didn't say anything about anybody that had disagreements to the contrary. Far as y'all have the right to feel the way y'all feel, you know what I'm saying? So I personally didn't feel no type of way. I personally was happy to see them meet up. I think a lot of people were. It was like, damn, it's about time. This is a good thing. Let's keep this going. And I think overall, that's how most people felt. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
Well, okay. I get where you're coming from. I think I saw you on LAR earlier.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you spoke a little bit about the Manosphere meetup. I know that you support the Manosphere meetup. And that's perfectly fine. But here's my angle from that. I don't have a problem with the fact that they met up. I'm always about Black men doing positive things, but I'm gonna be petty, Mahogany. I got to be petty because I remember all of these guys hiding behind their avatars talking down on Black women. And that's what I remember. And I remember all of these guys having specific things that they wanted from Black women. They wanted you to have a perfect size 6 body. They want you to be fit, feminine, and friendly, and all this other stuff. And then when the curtain came down, Mahogany, come on now.
I understand what you're, and that's why. Listen, we knew it was going to happen. We knew that they were going to take a lot of heat, but my frustration wasn't with that because, like you say, if I get up here and I talk about looks, then I need to be a #1 stunner. I need to be that person. But that's one reason I don't get up here and really discuss that type of thing. But if that was what my show was about, was that women need to be a size 2 or men need to be a size 2, then I need to be bringing it. You know what I'm saying? Our men need to look like this. So that's one reason I don't do that, because I don't want to put myself in that box. But so, yeah, and I think even they expected that part. The part that I did not like and did not respect was more so they didn't have this. And well, it's the first time. Come on. It's the first time. And then they shouldn't. I don't think we should be comparing them to the white manosphere, the larger manosphere that's been around way longer. I just didn't think that certain things was fair. But that's fair. If you're talking about people's looks, then that's fair. But me personally, I don't care about people's looks because I'm not on here for that. So, that's not important to me.
Well, no, it's not really important to me. But the reason I got petty just once in my life, and Mahogany, I don't really get petty that often. But the reason I had to get petty is because you remember when Crystalline Carrison, I don't know if you were around during that time when she had her meet and greet, but if you were on here, do you remember how bad they dragged those women that showed up at her meet and greet?
I didn't see that part, but I could believe it because that's what they do. But at the same time, like I would never do that to them either. I just don't like people, talking about people's looks. I think that's so. But I understand what you're saying, Faith. You know what I'm saying? I understand. So
right. So I don't really get down on talking about people's looks either, or dragging people, because to me that's low level thinking and action. And I don't typically go low level like that.
Right.
But I did want to get BMT's take on that. BMT, what did you think about that whole Manosphere meet and greet? Do you think that people are right to be petty? Do you think that Black women have a right to be petty?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. And knew it was gonna come. Like, I already knew it was gonna come. And I mean, honestly, stand 10 toes down if you're gonna talk that type of shit, dress sizes and all that other stuff. Then yeah, you should handle whatever you get. And I mean, I wouldn't have gone. I wasn't gonna go. So I'm not gonna go there. I was never gonna go, and like a lot of my affiliates weren't gonna go. So other people, yeah, I mean, I'll say good job for doing it, but I just didn't want to go. And honestly, a lot of the dudes that do, majority of the people that do a lot of the talking stuff, they're not the desirables. I mean, I can say that. BMT can say that, but I can promise you, I can stand 10 toes in front of a lot of these people easily. Um, you're not they're not the desirables because there's no way you would have that much vitriol of the same dumbass talking points about sex and gender wars and all this stuff for umpteen years. Like at some point, you got to start questioning like what's going on in their life. Like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of questions to be asked. So, I mean, yeah, I get it. They wanted to talk about tech, but it didn't stay on just tech. It went on talking about women. So, mind you, if it was on tech, it should have stayed on tech. But there was other stuff talked about. So, I mean, hey,
Well,
sorry, not sorry. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know.
well, can I say, I want to say that about this. So Theo Wolf is the tech guy. Obsidian was brought on as a guest speaker. So Obsidian talked about his book, which is about we know what he talks about. So he talked about what he talked about, and I'm sure that Minister Jap said some words about his ideology. So I mean, I don't think the whole meet and greet was just about tech. I think they had certain facets and they had certain guest speakers there, and they talked about their business. Obsidian is promoting his book. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it was. Theo's the tech guy, so he's talking about tech.
So ask the question. Let's look at this. But I like to do critical thinking.
Okay.
Okay, you have a bunch of men that are about to hit into their 40. Well, actually, in their 40s, going into their 50s. Okay, what else do they have to offer society anymore that is literally growing? Tech is a young man's game. Technically, it's tech. It's young. They want the young, innovative people. What are any of those guys professionals at, other than YouTube? What are they professionals at?
I can't think of anything.
Well, I mean, because I swear I'm not up here to be anybody's
No.
defender.
You don't have to defend them. I just want you to think. I want everybody to think about that. If you're 40 plus years old, no, I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s. Okay, I'm a young guy. What would a 40 plus year old man? I'm not his son. What the hell do you have to teach me about life?
Well, I'm gonna say this. So, like I said, Obsidian is a writer, and so he not only just writes his books, he writes for other things like podcasts and all kinds of stuff. That's how he makes his living, right? To my understanding. So that's his way. Huh?
Oh, by the way, BMT Sir Ism says you're a leftist.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with being labeled. I'm fine with being labeled. I'm fine with being labeled. Like, I mean, leftist, rightist. 1 minute I was conservative, next minute I'm a leftist. I'm fine. I still love. Like I said, YouTube is YouTube. Black people can't have no standpoint. But no, Ism is still my boy. Ism is still my boy.
Yeah,
but,
he's straight.
I mean,
no,
but
Sirism is fine with me. I like to mess with I like messing with him. I've seen some of his content before, but yeah, Sir Ism says I'm a leftist. Everybody knows I'm not a leftist.
Yeah, you're more conservative than anything. Shit, you're more hardcore conservative than me. Shit, that's a scary thing. I might not want to ask her about what you think about the welfare state. She'll go on a whole diatribe and stuff. No, I'm just saying. Am I proud of the men? Yes. Did I talk with Theo? Yes. And me and Theo don't always agree on a lot of things. But he put his money where his mouth is. Just like I had nothing to say. Only thing I had nothing to say about Kristen Garrison doing her thing. I'm like, well, you put the money up, they came. It's like somebody giving out free backpacks or doing a free cookout. Can I tell them honestly how to run their cookout or their function? No. But I am going to say, if your talking points were predominantly about this, and we know what your talking points are about, God damn it, you better be prepared when you remove the veil. We can stop this. Well, we can be no, fuck that. I'm not nice. I'm not nice. I'm not a good guy. I'm a villain. I was known when I came to the Manosphere. I wasn't a good guy. So, and guess believe, people gonna talk about my looks. and about how I do shit, best believe, niggas, I'm gonna get to look at you and say, "Oh, nigga, you got a belly. Oh, nigga, I got an 8-pack. Oh, nigga, you bald as fuck. Oh, hell no, nigga. Ain't no way you talk about bad bitches. You look like that. No, nigga. We get to cast stones. I'm throwing boulders and shit. So if you want to throw stuff at me and my experience, and you want to throw stuff at the women I choose, I get to do the same thing. And that goes for all the light-skinned niggas, all the other niggas. I don't give a shit. Everybody who got to talk shit, guess what? You got to be for real. A lot of people who were saying a lot of nasty things about people. Very nasty things about you. Now, all of a sudden, well, at least they did it. Fuck that. No, y'all talk a lot of shit. Now, all of a sudden, you don't like what people saying about you. Don't talk shit if you don't want people to talk shit about you. So I'm tired of this shit. Don't talk stuff about people if you don't like it. You like to judge. That's this space is nothing but judgmental. So guess what? You get to be judged.
Yes.
So
Oh my God.
I was
Yes.
there when they were talking about Faith. They were
Yes.
doing a lot of that. So Faith can't say nothing back. I was there when they talked about the women. Some of these women should die alone. Some of these dudes who choose certain type of women, they should die alone. I was there. I'm not new to this space. I got my seasons in this space. 2.0. I'm on the book. I got my awards. And I watch how they drag women. You're fat, you're this, you're that. Oh, you're this and that. Dudes who do this in the community, y'all are weak and betas and shit. I was there. I could have gave money, and I respect what they did. But in the same thing, you're bashing your own people, but then you want respect from your people or your peers for what you did. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. I respect what they did as black men, but I'm gonna tell you right now. That's how you know the bar is so fucking low that you're just happy that people come together to eat Krispy Kreme donuts and have a conversation. Nobody got hired for a job. Nobody got put on. Nobody got a corporation. You just went there to talk. We're going to go challenge Google. Good fucking luck. Google's $1 billion corporation. Your name is still Manosphere. It's that's a white-owned group. So the white-owned group, they probably were watching y'all stuff saying, wait a second. They're going to challenge the white people that y'all literally get your name from? Where they do that at? They're going to look at that crazy. Majority of y'all daddy that y'all love so much, he didn't even want to show up to around y'all. So, no, I'm not going to give it to that. That's how you know it's really that bad.
And that's the other thing, BMT. You brought up a real good point right there. Now, Kevin Samuels, doesn't he live in Atlanta?
Kevin Samuels, Kevin, I'm not going to tell where you live. Kevin Samuels only lived 45 minutes away from where the fuck they're at.
Wow.
So don't worry, Kevin. I got you, bro. We still got the truth. 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Yeah. Trust me. I live in Atlanta also. I got a house out there. So I know where Kevin lives. I know where he goes. So it wasn't nothing for Kevin to just stop by. Kevin could have came up there early in the morning in sweatpants, say, hey guys, I just came by just to say hello, just have breakfast with y'all and go back home. He could have done that. Kevin does not see y'all as people that he wants to sit with. So if your own guy that y'all put on did not want to come there 45 minutes away, and y'all can miss him with the traffic. Traffic right now is only it's not even that bad. So he could have got to y'all. But the hotel wasn't that far from the interstate, the I. See, you're talking with people who actually do receipts. Remember? So we're going to be for real. That's very telling that certain people did not see fit to come, but y'all prop these same people up. If I prop up Faith and I'm in Faith's hometown and I'm like, hey, Faith, could you at least come on through and just show some support? You don't support me, don't ever ask me to support you.
Well, if you're in my hometown, why would I not? Why would I not do that? If you're in my hometown, why would I not? That's crazy. But Mahogany Roots, I know you're at work. You're back on the panel.
Yeah, well, I have time. Girl, COVID, honey, people, I'm not even going to talk about it, but it's something serious and people is canceling their medical and dental appointments. But I want to say this. See, and that once again, like I said, and that's the thing, that's one reason I felt like I had to clear my name personally, is because people thought, oh, just because I supported them, backing every single thing that's ever been said by these men in the manosphere. First of all, I've only really been affiliated with a few of them, O'Shea, a few of them, and I've never personally listened to Ramil. I don't want to go into all that, but there's a lot of them that I disagree with. However, it was about the networking. And I do want to say this about the job thing. From what I heard, a few people did get put on with jobs. So that's not, and that's what I'm saying. If we weren't there, we can't really say that there's no good that came from it if we weren't there. That's really all I wanted to say on that part. But as far as the Kevin Samuels thing, Doug put it in the chat, and I heard that too. It was said in one of the videos that Kevin Samuels said he had some kind of shoot. I don't know, we'll never know, I guess. But if that's true, then that's the cause that he couldn't make it.
You know, see, here's the thing about it. But I heard that a lot. The shoot, I know exactly where the shoot was at. My cousin confirmed it where the shoot was at. Again, that's why I purposely said could have came by for early breakfast. Could have came by for early breakfast, or you could have stopped by there late at night and come by the hotel to sit in and just talk with them. It's like that parent that always has an excuse whenever you ask them to come by, and then you say, yo, you just got to just pop in to see your kid. You can pop in to see your kid. I'm going to but I'm so used to black people and excuses. It's the bar. The bar will forever move it. Will forever move it. It will never be a month. Like I said, same thing would happen if the women did it. We know they would have got dragged. That's why I said, like, nowadays, you just got to do your moves and just don't give a damn. Because honestly, people don't care whether you show receipts, no matter how you look. If you get married, you don't get married, whatever your talking points may be. You know what I'm saying? I respect that they did it. I think they're going to do it in Houston. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do it in D. Durrell's turf. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D. Durrell.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I did not like that a woman called in to ask for her son to participate. And guess what? They said that because there wasn't a man in her life, and she said, I do have a man in my life. But first of all, that's inconsequential. If it's about tech, why does it matter if there's a man in her life?
Wait a minute. They tried to turn a young man around because his mother didn't have a man in her life. What difference does that make?
Well, if it did, she did have a man. She had, I guess she was whoever she was talking to, but it was the fact that the man would have to had called Theo to get the young boy to go to be allowed to come. Now, see, this is where I call the bullshit on the meter. This is why I call the bullshit on the meter. Because why does it matter the background of the young individual that is coming? Do they do that at Little League football? Do they do that at any other kind of function? If there are young people, mind you, as I said, this place is predominantly for old motherfuckers, dude. It's not for the young. This is not a place for the young. Because honestly, you wouldn't care. If I got young people coming to my camp, I'm going to be like, yo, come on, come on. Like, mind you, majority of people that get signed up into Little League sport events is by their mom. Their mom signed them in there. So you got to understand that the fact that you're harping on, well, they got to have a man in their life. Well, guess what? She brought her son before men. So that way, hey, he could get some knowledge. But what kind of killed me is if y'all started talking about women, he going to be like, whoa, you talking about my mom. Hold up, bro. You out of pocket. And I don't know. I don't like, y'all can say, well, I don't know, BFT. Well, this is what men talk about. No, that's not. We really don't. If you're talking about certain stuff, then talk about that, man. But I can promise you,
BMT, I'm sorry to cut you off again, but you are 1000% on point with everything that you're saying. Because a lot of these guys that went there, some of them were raised by single mothers. So are they also talking about their mama too?
I'm just saying, man. Like y'all, like I said, this is why I know I'm never like this space, man. But I'm just too tapped into reality, bro. Like we're not. Y'all gotta understand the black family has been broken for a long time. The floorboards have been torn up. Uh, this is why the dating scheme is the way it is now, where now you're looking for somebody to submit or to really want to pull into your talking points versus, maybe I should go find an equal. See, if I find an equal, that means I can't holistically hide my bullshit because that means I have to match them. And they're going to ask, why ain't you doing your part? This is back to what Faith was saying versus somebody of inexperience. They can't catch the things somebody actually that is of my caliber supposed to catch. If I'm not doing my part, Faith can say, yo, the fuck you doing? Like, hey, bro, like, get on your shit because I'm not doing my part. The same thing for a woman. I mean, a man dating a woman and she act in a certain type of way. He could say, hey, babe, we don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? A woman that respects her man, she understand like, hey, a woman will let you know like, hey, no, my family won't approve of me doing that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's not going to entertain certain types of audiences. She understands that's badly reflective. But you have it now, these talking points of hit the walls and all this other goofy shit. Nobody outside of YouTube talks like this, man. Nobody.
I don't know anybody that talks like this outside of YouTube.
Man, nobody, Faith. I'm saying this shit will get you fired quick. This shit will get you like you will get ousted in society. Y'all can say, "Well, society changed." No, society they just not tolerating the bullshit anymore. Like nobody has
exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like even when it comes to dating, well, an older man can date. Yeah, in these like deserted dirt beat countries and shit, you going after struggle wood type of women. And I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I get it. I was there, so I played the game. But that doesn't make it right what I did. And this is not me doing no sip talk. I'm just doing realistic man talk for men that if y'all really serious about getting to that level in your life, you're gonna want to find a mate that can literally say, yo, I'm willing to grind it out with you. Versus, you know what, I don't want no woman. Like, what the fuck y'all getting this shit for? I don't want a career woman. What kind of mindset is that? I don't want a career. I don't want a woman with a career. But then y'all.
Well, I wanted to real quickly. I wanted to send a shout out for the $20 super chat, and that is from K Judah Show. He always donates on this channel. I just wanted to say salute my brother, and I appreciate you. But Mahogany Roots, are you still there? I think she stepped out for a second. But I wanted to ask Mahogany whenever she gets back, because I do know that she is a proponent for the Manosphere meetup. She supports it, and a lot of the people, even Obsidian. And so I wanted to ask her when she gets back what she thought about some of the things that people were saying as far as like the criticisms, because I have a lot of criticisms on BMT. I'm not going to lie. I like the fact that they got together. I thought that was positive. But at the same time, when I heard that they were excluding, it was very exclusive. Okay.
It was.
They made an excuse as to why it was exclusive. Basically saying that it was for conservative black men and they wanted more like-minded men there, and they felt as if they opened it up to everybody, it would have been a problem. So what do you think about that explanation? Does that fly with you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make no sense. Then that wasn't something for all black men. That's what I'm saying. And that's where they hit a problem. Like just because I'm one way does not mean another man from another political side or mindset should not be allowed to come if he wants to hear you out or just have a discussion. You don't even have to agree. Y'all don't even have to like argue. Y'all could just go there And that's why I said, like, was it really truly just about tech? Because granted, if it was about just business, it wasn't just about business, then my political affiliation or my background of belief should have nothing to do with the criteria of work. See, that's what y'all messed up at. Since y'all like talking about what was me, racism and segregation and all that other bull crap, why should my political belief? That's like doggone Faith wanted to go to a woman's tea meetup, whatever, but she agrees with abortion, and the woman said, "Well, if you agree with abortion, you're not allowed to come." Then don't say it's an all women's meetup for for people. Just say it's for women against abortion. Then we'll know that it's not for everyone. And see, that's why I be saying y'all need to stop lying, saying that this is for everybody, man. Oh, this is for black men that want. No, it wasn't. It was for like-minded, their group, their clubhouse. It was only for a specific group of men. So stop the cat that anybody could think. No, man, y'all be lying too much. I don't be fucking with a lot of y'all. Man. Y'all lie too much. It was an exclusive group only. So everybody wasn't invited. Everybody was invited.
I'm gonna say this. No, the only people that were invited were the speakers. No one was invited. I actually, like I said, I'm subscribed to Little Big Nate, and several times he mentioned it. He mentioned the date, and he said email him if you want to come. So this is the thing. If you don't want to come, then of course it's not for you because you don't want to come. You're not interested in what the speakers are saying. So, and that's fine. But if you wanted to come, I don't think anybody, unless you're the type of person that wants to start a brawl or a fight, I don't think anybody would have been turned away if they wanted to come. But that's the thing. People who really wanted to come, they were advertising it like crazy. It's not as if they couldn't come. No one was invited except the speakers. Everybody else had to email or contact them. Well, go ahead.
You can't say for like-minded people, right? And if you're on your panels, you're giving out a message that, hey, if you don't think like this or you don't agree with this, you don't need to come. So you could say one thing in the email, right? But if you're saying something differently, you kind of took away from that. Okay? You get what I'm saying? So if you say one thing, but then you say like-minded people, in other words, if you was a leftist, they didn't want you there because definitely off the talking points. Or if you agree with certain ideologies, they didn't want you there. I don't have a problem.
But what has being a leftist got to do with tech?
Not a goddamn thing. No offense, but the majority of tech is goddamn liberals and goddamn leftist people. I'm just letting y'all know I work around these people. They're predominantly leftist and liberal as hell. So y'all would have a hard time trying to tell them that differently. Those people think definitely different. Like I said, this is not me bashing. I'm just being realistic. Like that meeting was not for everybody. It was not for everybody.
It seemed to me like a lot of the guys that got the invite were older manosphere men. And it seems as if they are more comfortable with the people that had the conservative mind frame. And then also they're more comfortable not with the younger group. I don't really see them being comfortable with the younger group of men. I don't think that they know what to do with the younger group of men. Like, how would they get along with a younger group of men like Jerome Whiteside or who else is a younger guy? What's that one dude named Psycho Candy?
Psycho Candy.
Yeah, how would they be able to mentor and help young guys like this?
Here's the thing about it. The younger guys are looking at it, and this is where we're having the problem. The older men that are having the talking points about the women in their group, right? But you gotta understand, look at the age group, right? This is not no disrespect. Look at the age group that is predominantly talking. It took me some time. I actually sat back and said, well, damn, let me look at my peers are talking. The majority of the guys that are in the 30s, the 20s, they're not holistically in this space. And if they are, you got to ask them where they at in their life. What are they doing? Okay. And then they're going to be like, well, shit, at this rate, the list that y'all gave me was a good enough woman. Shit, where the fuck she at? Like, well, there's shit on this. Okay.
Well, Reg, the bad guy, and shout out to Reg. He has an awesome channel as well. But he says that some of us are not wanted at the meetup because of our criticism of the Black manosphere.
Right, and see, Reg kept it 100. I kept it 100, and we talked to Theo. We even asked him like, "Yo, bro, what you do? What happened with the money? What happened with the stuff?" And we weren't disrespectful. We just had criticism, no different than, hey, everybody criticized O'Shea about his stuff. Everybody criticized Crystalline about her stuff. Everybody who does something, especially and shows it on YouTube, let's be honest, they get criticized. They're going to get criticized one way or the other. So
exactly. But let me real quickly, because Joe W popped in and then he popped back out. I want to real quickly, Joe W, welcome to the panel. And brother, what do you have to say about all of this?
Well, first of all, good morning, Faith, Mahogany, and PMT. But no, I mean, my thing is with the whole entire thing is, I mean, who really cares? Look like a bunch of old cats that smell like being gay and insulin. We're hanging out together, basically, chilling. And now that you get to see some of them, like I had somebody had to point out who Little Big Nate was. I'm like, okay, these cats look like they're in their 50s. I mean, this is from somebody who's in their 50s talking about they look like they're in their 50s. I mean, and what was the significance of the whole entire thing? Was it just to talk about tech, or did we get on other things like the conversation about women again and Black women or whatever else? The same old. I was like, it was kind of like, okay, what did y'all do? What did you accomplish for this? I guess what, $30,000+ that was spent on a weekend event in Atlanta. I mean, that would be my question. What was the outcome on this? What did you actually learn from this? Where is this going to go to next? I know Houston. I mean, where it's physically going to go to is Houston, Texas. But what is there to obtain from this? For me to have to travel, well, in the case of me, it's only like an hour or some change to Atlanta, but to travel from 1,000, 2,000 miles away.
Right. There has to be some sort of end game. Like with Crystal and Harrison's meetup, the end game was for the women to, get themselves together so that they can meet a husband. Right.
And that's the thing about it. If you're going in to do that, then okay, like you said, that's the end game for it. And like I say, like I always ask the question of what, like you said, what is the end game for this particular situation? I mean, because I can talk to your ass like I'm doing right now, and not be bothered, with having to travel someplace. But if there was something that was accomplished, something that was done, of course, people are going to criticize. I mean, that would not be a day in the world of YouTube if we didn't have people that were critical about every little thing you do. So, I mean, that's just my thing. I don't know if BMT, since he knows a lot about this, or Mahogany or whatever, or yourself can talk more about it. But I mean, all I'm hearing is, of course, the critical part of it all. Okay, now you see what Obsidian looks like. Okay, now you know what, you put a face in the name now, as opposed to being behind the screen. Same thing with, like you said, Little Big Nate. I mean, all I've heard is a dude that, is talk. I didn't know what he looked like or nothing like that. I would have never known, if he crossed me at the street. And, and what their talking points are about. That's all. I mean, that's my thing about it. I mean, where does this go to from here? If this is going to be the next one in Houston, if it's going to be something about, okay, we're going to talk about, Bitcoin and making money and doing finances and building and growing, then, okay. now we're doing something. Starting small businesses and how you finance things and
But
doing
I mean,
things.
how are they going to reach, the majority of black men? Because the majority of black men are not conservative.
And
Right.
that
And
is
the thing about it now, when you bring that part of it up too, is okay, you're kind of, here we go, splitting, you're kind of segregating us into all these little groups. They're putting everybody in a box. If you're not ultra conservative, okay, not as a problem. If you're a leftist, like Sir Islam was saying, that's a problem. If you're something that's in the middle or libertarian or whatever, okay, that's we don't want to interact with you. Okay, it should be beyond the politics of it all. It should be beyond that, all of that. This should be this meetup should be about learning and growing and building. The time for talk is over with. The time for doing all this gum bumping and freaking, name calling and finger pointing and yelling and screaming and doxing, that shit is long gone. Now, if you want
Okay,
to
well,
sit up here,
you got some pushback here. You got some pushback. So Ever Black TV is saying it's not about young men, it's about men, period. Young men are usually not focused. And you got some pushback from Sir Anthony, who says the Black manosphere is not for the majority of men.
It's not.
I agree with Anthony on that. I agree 100%.
I would agree with him too. I mean, I never said that. I never have been a part of it. And the thing about it is, I don't think I miss anything from it. And also, too, in the case of Ever Black, he's right. A lot of times, a younger man will not pay attention to something that an older man is telling them. So the thing of it is okay, you got to figure out how do you reach out to those two particular groups, those groups of people, of men that you're actually not reaching, which is the vast majority of us.
I wouldn't want to say, but see, here's the thing about that, Joe. See, other groups don't mind recruiting your black men towards their function, right? Like because they want something tangible. Because they'll see those younger black men, they're like, yo, man, you telling me all this bumping this stuff at me, but how's that putting money in my pocket? How's that helping me? So when y'all push out, the younger black men, see, now you're making another enemy. I'm just being honest with a lot of you older black men. You're making another enemy. You already got enemy with the single black mother. Now you're saying you got enemy with the younger black man, which the majority of y'all call the Pookies now. But they're like, what do you old state? Because you gonna call me names and you're gonna talk about me that I don't got this or I don't have that. Then what's your excuse? What's your excuse? Because then that's the thing about that's when you're making more enemies. And that's why I said, man, y'all can say this is a haters club. This is a black man that's very well grounded. Like, y'all can keep on. This is why a lot of the younger black men don't want to deal with this particular group of men, because it's just literally, it's either you're not like us or you're less than us, but you're not good enough to be like us. And those other black men are like, yo, then fuck you. Then fuck you. Then you're gonna say that about me or my girl or my mama or somebody I know. Then why should I really want to do it? It ain't like y'all can put me on like that. Y'all can talk about y'all check, but look at how you live your life. You're miserable as fuck.
It definitely alienates a certain group of men. But hold that thought, BMT. I wanted to go ahead and get over to Bro Speak, who has been waiting patiently. Bro Speak, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing?
We're doing great.
What's
How
up,
are
man?
you?
What's up?
I'm all right. I had to criticize you a little bit, Faith. If you were expecting Morris Chestnut to be walking through that group, you had to be hitting the K2. Come on now. You listen to these people. You know there was no Morris Chestnut in that group. Come on.
Well,
No.
I was low key joking. I was low key joking. It's just basically they talk so much crap, Bro Speak, over the years. Sitting behind them avatars, they talk so much crap, and I'm like, they better look like Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs. They better be the stuff. But I just saw Joe W came up. Wait a minute, Joe W is handsome.
Well, I try. Thank you. This is my early morning look. My early morning before I take care of horse milk. What's his plural, I should say. You'll probably hear them in about 2 minutes.
So,
But
Bro,
yeah,
Speak, what do you think about this whole situation with the Manosphere? I mean, as far as the budget, that's the other thing that I want to move to. They said that they had a $30,000 budget. I don't know if they actually had spent $30,000 or what was going on with that. But if they had $30,000, what the hell happened? I'm kind of at a loss. That did not look like $30,000 worth of an event.
That damn show was no 30,000. I know what 30,000 looked like.
30,000 what? American dollars?
That was definitely 30,000.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe it went to the building because I don't, you know,
That on
that
a
could be
weekend.
something else.
That's for a weekend.
I don't know, but
Because what was the event? It was what? In Buckhead somewhere, probably, or 30,000. Yeah, you could spend. So it depends on the neighborhood it was in Atlanta. Yeah,
It was at a hotel.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. If it was like Buckhead or some neighborhood like that, yeah, you could probably spend in a hotel. Yeah, about that for a bunch of people.
well,
Wow.
I guess it would depend on what did they spend it on. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
that was it was 39,000. Okay,
That's
but
damn near 40,000. This is getting worser and worser. Now, come on now. $40,000. I didn't see a centerpiece. I didn't see no guys walking around with goodie bags. I didn't see nothing like this. I mean, there was a bare platform. 49,000? Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm
well,
saying. I know what 35,000 look like, fake man. But hell, I even know what a goddamn $20,000 dollar event look like. Ain't no way. There's no way. Shit, hell, I would at least give y'all a jump castle or some shit. But goddamn, ain't no way you telling me that was no. Y'all gonna have to stop the cap on that one, bro. Y'all
I
gonna
mean,
have to
what was
give
it? Meals included? I mean, what did they get each? I saw they had laptops and stuff. And if you,
okay. Well, look, how many people actually went to this? Because
80 people.
they
okay,
said about they
80,
said between 80 and 90. Yeah.
80, 90 people. Okay. Well, I mean, it was in. Y'all say it was in Buckhead, so is that more of an expensive part of town?
In Atlanta, yeah, it would be.
Okay, so I can see it. I don't know about the 40,000, but if it was like the 30,000 that originally they were saying, I could kind of see it. You got 80, 90 people. If you're putting them up in hotels and stuff like that, yeah, I can see it being spent that much. But again, as long as I don't know what exactly they did. I mean, if it was, I can't really say. But the thing I would say is, it took way too long for this.
A conference room don't cost that much. I'm trying to listen. I'm not going to throw nobody on the bus. A conference room, look, y'all look up I want y'all to price around, Faith. Price around a conference room for 2 days. I can promise y'all, you're not going to get no conference room that going to cost 10,000. Nigga, you better have the Avengers costume dress up over there. No. You're going to have to run. And I do conferences. You're not going to have nigga, no. No, there's no conference room that costs that damn much, man. There is no conference room unless you got a presidential, a Biden or Trump has come through a helicopter through the roof. No, stop.
Well, I mean, the only thing I was going to say on the media.
Well, it says here on Google, it says renting a hotel or conference room in Atlanta runs from about $70 to $160 per hour.
$60 per hour.
Do the math, Faith. Come on now. We all been your conference ain't an all-day conference. Come on, man. That's it's not an all-day conference.
Now, if they paid for rooms or whatever too, or was it each person had to come out of pocket?
He must have been
Yeah, that's what I would have to find out. Like if
see the rooms.
If it's just the conference room, yeah. I don't think they would.
I do know that Obsidian had that presidential suite, and I know that those can run about $2,000 a night.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
that see the fireplace in this joint. Yeah. So I mean, if you're paying for everybody's rooms and you're paying for a conference room. And I don't know if you gave up if they brought their laptops or they or they were given notebook computers or whatever while they got there. You can chalk it up, and if you're paying for meals too,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It
you
could
can
run
chalk
up there.
that quick.
So I can't say if if they spent that amount or not. I till I actually know what they did, I can't say it either way. My thing is it took too long. It took you 10 years to do this. So that's one thing. I'm glad they did it finally. Um, it's sad that they tried to exclude some people because the man didn't do that. I mean, if the goal is to if you're trying to be for black men in particularly, the youth should be the ones you'd be trying to bring into it, because again, you talk about these single mothers being bad for these boys, then wouldn't the idea would be to have those young men be under men so they can see what successful men are like.
Speaking
But that,
engagement, be for a second.
well, speaking engagement, okay. But anyway, I'm just saying that if they were doing that because he was just with a single mother and not with a man, okay, that's problematic. But I can also I can get why they would feel they would have their own group, because a lot of these dudes, like Obsidian say, that they feel like the castaways from the community. So if you feel that way, so hey, you're gonna wear it on your sleeve. So okay, y'all already cast us aside. So guess what? This is our group. We're just gonna be with us and F everybody else. So I can see why people would think that, because they even felt that way. They call themselves educated lames, which I thought that was kind of weird. But I but I can see how that they would have their own group and want to keep it just their group. So
Okay, and then also for the record, Sir Anthony says that story about the mother and her child is just hearsay.
Nope, that was confirmed. Actually, Theo was the one who told me and Reg on the panel. So that's not hearsay. That's actually confirmed because I was there on the panel. And you can go look back at the thing. Theo was the one, but I was the one that brought up. I said, and Joe, I think you was in the chat. I literally was the one who said, "Hey, why weren't there younger men there?" I literally brought that up, and Theo said, "Oh no, there was young people there. One young guy showed up that was 20 years old, and then he told us about the mother and how he did the vetting process. He said, I purposely vetted. So if you're vetting, that means you're having exclusives. Like you're not including everybody. If you're vetting, okay, if you're doing the vetting process, you only want certain types of people there. You don't want everybody there. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want everybody there in your club. So
Now,
that's
I want to just make this point. How is that different from what women do with each other? When we say you can't sit at the table, sis, you're not feminine and sexy like me, so you got to get over there with the less cool chicks, because that's
right.
exactly what it seems like, with this whole Manosphere meetup thing, like what they did. But it was like in the reverse, like the nerds were like, oh, okay, we're going to do everything in our power to keep the cool guys out.
No, it was. And again, like I said, I know, listen, man, we're not, nobody's bashing, but it's the critique. And literally, and I would challenge y'all to tell me if you're saying that you want to build better men, right? I don't know how much. I mean, y'all gonna see. This is what I'm saying. Like the pushback, like building better men. Listen, man, you're close to Jesus, man. You already you got foot over that hill. Like nigga, like it's too late to start building a man. If you're trying to build a man 40 plus years old, then you got some greater problems ahead. I don't think faith can help you at that point. I don't think any man can help you at that point. It's a little bit too late. Whatever you missed in life, you missed it already.
Well,
But
this,
now,
the same analogy applies to men who are over 40 that you say about women who are over the age of 27 or 30 is over.
I agree. It's you know what I'm saying, like just like the women who are learning how to be better housemates, and and I be looking at them like, damn girl, you ain't learn how to be a woman and just be nice to a man and do some nice things, courtesy or make heat up a hot plate of hot pocket and stuff. That's so I look at them sideways too. But what's going on, bro? But I'm just being honest, man. Like just look at it was just an exclusive black nerds meeting for older black nerds, and that's how I look at it. It's just the black nerds. They wanted to meet up and just talk about their woes of the Revenge of the Nerds, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It'd have been cool if y'all did a players ball or some shit. I thought that would have been pretty fucking badass. But I get it. Y'all want to build better men and shit. I mean, I don't know, man. I'll tell y'all the same way they were trying to make better housewives. I guess y'all trying to be better men. And I guess y'all both deserve each other. Both sides are fucked up where they deserve each other. Because that's at the end of the day, that's where they're gonna go. They're gonna go. I honestly, Krista Carrison need to have her next meeting across the hall from the Manosphere, so that way they can drop down the wall and they can just walk across from each other and have a dance. That would be pretty lit. Set it up, Faith. Go hit up Krista Carrison. That way they can have a meet and greet and a duck ball.
It seems like she'd be more open to it now since she left her white zaddies.
Yeah, she's with a black man now, so that could probably definitely happen.
I'm telling you right now. Listen, that would literally. We can have karaoke.
So you can invite her. You must bring Shira 7 and everybody else with you too.
I'm just saying, Joe, we can have karaoke, man. We can have karaoke.
Yeah, bring the B1 group too.
Joe,
bring everybody. Bring them all.
So, did you guys catch that they said that they're going to do the next one in Atlanta, and they're going to have Jessica X there via a hologram?
Oh,
man, Houston. So,
man, please. The only time I care about Jessica X is her OnlyFans page, which I will try to find. That's the only time I ever care what she thinks or do. Other than that, no. That is not gonna make me want to go to this Manosphere meal to meet this chick that I'm not even gonna see anyway. If she ain't showing up in person and doing some things that I will put money for, then no, I'm good.
You mean to tell me that the hologram is not going to be good enough?
Hell no. No. If I can't touch, nah.
That's why I respect those guys that at least they understood when I pull down the Wizard of Oz veil, like the Wizard of Oz, when they took down that veil, they're like, man, we don't fear you, wizard. Like, shut up, old man. Obsidian, shout out to you and your king. You came out from behind the veil. Shout out to you, Nate. I love you, brother. You came out from behind your veil. Jap, you are pale as fuck, dog. I think you might be dying, dog, but I respect you. A lot of these dudes look sickly, bro. This is probably the best thing ever, bro. All y'all, listen, my people, we got some good CNAs. If y'all need anybody, I got y'all. Faith, you know what I'm saying? If you got any girls who are CNAs or nurses,
I actually do. I actually, my best friend is a registered nurse.
Bro, I'm just trying to tell y'all brothers, man. Y'all better get y'all a nice little CNA, man. That's the next step. That's the best. CNA.
I mean, but I have to think that they knew going into this thing that we're gonna see your faces, we're gonna see the video. You thought you would have come with your A game, nice little suit on or whatever, you got your little Sunday best on. But what we saw is kind of like, okay. I mean, it was kind of like, it was kind of anticlimactic in a sense. So, you expect these people to look like this, and this, because they talk so much on whatever. Now it's kind of like, oh, it's like, oh, okay, But hey, they did it. It's interesting, It is what it is. I get different
Exactly.
audio. Doug is saying here, Black man should recognize potential network professional. Yeah, I mean, the next one should be a blue collar professional meetup or speaker. Because you're leaving too many people out in this particular. What they were talking about doing this whole thing, you're leaving way too many people out. So I mean, if they wanted that way, they wanted to be exclusively for conservative brothers that are doing IT. Well, then that's just a sliver, a small little microcosm of what we are.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's like saying, well, I don't want no truck drivers there. Okay, well, truck drivers kind of play an important role. I don't
Well,
want no
that answers why MOT wasn't invited.
right. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cats that would have been, there's a whole lot of truck drivers out there. There's a whole lot of cats that's riding rigs across the country. You got, cops, you got firemen, you got teachers. What about all of them? So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, with them. But if you want to have that exclusive little niche, then you'll get what you get.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right. Well, it's that time to wrap it up. I don't know what happened to BMT, whether he dropped off or what have you, but I would like to go ahead and rally up for the final thoughts. So I just want to go ahead and start with Joe W. Joe W., do you have any final thoughts on anything that you heard today?
No, I mean, like I said, I was just listening in. And like I said, like you said earlier, what's the end game? That's all. When you do a meetup like this, you want to have a conclusion to it. You want something productive to be done from it. And hopefully that was done. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad they did it. And like you said, it was a long time coming. So,
Exactly.
So next year when they do Houston or whatever, and hopefully more people will be invited and more people will be able to, bring their input and their various ideologies with them. So, but no, thanks for having me up here, Faith, and we will talk again soon.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, Joe W., and please do come again.
Okay, thanks. Pieces.
All right, bro, speak. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. Like I said before, it took too long to do it, but it got done. It'll probably be better. I mean, this is the first time, so you can't expect everything to be like batting 1,000. So, they'll learn from it. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe we'll have more people come around and make it a better thing. My only other thing was about that Erykah Badu thing. It's just like with the older men, with the younger girls. It's about control. That's just pretty much it. And look who I got on my arm. Look at this trophy. But we know it's not gonna last because again, the age different. Either he gonna get tired or she gonna get tired. One of the two. So, thank you for having me on the panel, Faith.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming, and please do come again. All right, so that's the show, guys. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of my last words, my last pithy words of wisdom here. This was a morning show to basically have people thinking. Now, I didn't really want to go back into talking about the Manosphere meetup, but I knew a lot of people wanted to talk about that, so I promised that I would open the panel and do that, and I did. Sir Ism, thank you so much for coming on the show. Next time you come, maybe I won't mute you, maybe. But yeah, there is nothing wrong with growing old with grace. Now, I did talk a lot of mess. I talked a lot of crap about the men from the Manosphere and being old and all that type of stuff, but that was Faith being petty. Now, Faith being reasonable and rational. Growing old is a gift, guys, for both men and women. We're all going to get there. We're all going to get those gray hairs. We're all going to get a little slower. We're all going to get a little wrinkly. That is a part of life. But to sit up here and demonize a person because they're aging, that is at the height of being childish. One day you will look up and you're going to see yourself aging. And some of you are old, calling other people old. Sirism, sirism, sirism. You can't be 50 yourself and call somebody 45 old. You a whole 5 years older than the person you speaking of. But I understand that it keeps the gender war going. And for some of you, that's the only way you can get women to actually pay you attention. You ever heard of that old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil? A lot of you guys are squeaky wheels. You want that attention. And so I gave Sir Ism some attention today. Now, Sir Ism, if you want to come over here and trick off some of that mattress money, I am 5 years younger than you. No, I'm just kidding. Faith is taken. Faith has a man. Faith is completely happy and satisfied, y'all, in her relationship. Love my guy, okay? You guys could not pry me away from that man. I don't care what none of y'all say. But one day, he's gonna get old. One day, maybe some body parts are not gonna work the same way that they used to work. And when that happens, what do you have in common with the person anymore? See, for me, it's about the companionship. It's about the compatibility. Because after everything fades, that's all you're going to have. Now, my grandparents on my mother's side, they were together until the day they died. But they could stand to be together because after the beauty faded, after their bodies weren't the same anymore, they had compatibility and familiarity with one another. Compatibility, familiarity, respect, love, all of those things. And that helped them stand the test of time. It had nothing to do with my grandfather's money. My grandfather was a poor man when my grandmother met him. Had nothing to do with my grandmother's looks, even though she was pretty hot in her young age. But as she grew older and the looks faded, some things got bigger and wider and more wrinkly for both of them. I like two fat old people together. It's good to see two fat old people together, genuinely enjoying one another's companies. And that is what makes them live longer, by the way. You live longer when you're happier. Now, money does make the world go round, but it can't buy happiness. It can't buy you peace. It can't give you sanity. Some things money cannot buy. And when you got a person in your life that's driving you crazy, running up your blood pressure, making your home hell, there's no peace. Well, that money is not going to help you with that. You're going to have to start changing your mindset, and you're going to have to start changing the people that's in your inner circle. That's the only thing that's ever going to help with stuff like that. And see, this is where the messages of people like Jessica X and Kevin Samuels gets lost on me, because I've seen people get destroyed by that ideology. And those are the people, quiet as kept, that die alone. All right. Well, this has been a Faith Jones, Faith Factor production. I'm going to go ahead and sign out.
You guys have a wonderful morning and bright start to your day. And with that, all I got to say is peace. I'm out of here.